This is the BVS-121 Label Printing Scale. Looks like this. It's also known as possibly the TM66LB series barcode printing scale. And it's a pain to use and figure out. The guide is not a ton of help. Most of the people that I talk to who are using this scale, they want to have a series of predetermined weights and prices for different things. Steak for $12.99 a pound, stew meat for $9.99 a pound. So that when you press, let's just say, for example, 20, and press PLU, what happens is we pull up stew meat, it's $9.99, and when you put your stew meat on there, it weighs out. There you go, and you can hit this print button. And here we go. There's your ticket. That's the cost. You can press that on there and add that to your register. How do we do this? So the guide on page 48 is where you want to start. And this can be your reference, but I'm going to show you briefly how to do it. I'm going to use two imaginary ones. We'll say 29. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to say function 29. And this is to, so we have at PLU 1, I have goat, whole, 2 is leg, 3, and I've added all through these here. So I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to clear out of that. I'm going to show you to add an imaginary 29 here. I'm going to press function, right? And then I'm going to press 29. That will enter PLU 29. And then I'm going to press enter. All right, so first thing it's asking for is reserve. I don't know what that is. We're going to skip that by pressing tear, this button right here, all right? The next thing it will ask for is the tear. This is the weight that is going to be excluded. This is the package weight. Say you put it in a 1 pound container when you're weighing it. Well, you want to exclude that pound. So you can put that pound in there. I'm not going to do that. I just want to weigh with the packaging just to keep it simple. So I'm going to hit tear again, go to the next. Next is price. This is when you want to put in. I'm going to say this is going to be $4.99 per pound. So I'm going to press $4.99. There we go. And I'm going to press tear again. All right. And so now we're on weight. This is important. In the instructions, it says here that for weight, here we are, we have 3 options, 0, 1, and 2. 0 is to do by weight. This is the one you'll commonly use. If you want to say it's $4.99 per pound, so you'll say 0, so that when it's weighed, that pounds that it weighs is multiplied by $4.99. You could say 1, and that's by piece, and that's just to say this is the price of the item. Don't worry about weight at all. Or you could say 2 is fixed weight, and this is to say this is always going to be the same weight, and give me a label that reflects that. Most of the time you're going to use 0. If you're weighing, it is a scale, so I'm going to leave it on 0. 0 is the default, and press tear. I'll show you, I'll use PLU 30 to show you the other way. All right, what do we have next? Special number. I don't know what that means. Doesn't seem to affect anything, so I'm going to skip it. Valid days. I think this is an expiration date. I'm not sure. Here's how it looks on the ticket. At the very bottom there, 2/10/2026. Today is 1/30. So when I put 10 days and I submit this, if I print a ticket, it gives me 10 days out. This could be your your promotional rate and its expiration. This could be an expiration date of whatever goods or the meats that you're doing, whatever. You can use this however you like, I imagine. I'm going to skip it. I'll just put 10 days here, whatever, and hit tear again. So what do we have now? PLU code. You don't have to enter this, but I'm going to just double up and put 29 because we're using PLU 29. You don't have to do this. It doesn't affect how you access it. So I'm just going to do 29 though and hit enter. We have barcode ID. You can do this if you want. If you want to synchronize with global barcodes, I'm going to skip that because I'm using in-house stuff. And name. So this is where you'll name it. We'll just call this, I'll just call it food. Yeah, just food. Food 1. We'll say food by weight. Food by weight. You can barely see that. I'm sorry. All right. And then I'm going to hit, at the very end, I'm not hitting tear anymore. I'm going to hit enter. All right. And so there we have that. So how do I access this? I've got a 5 pound weight on here. I'll take it off. So now I've just entered it in PLU 29. Make a record of that. And I'll press 29. and I'll press PLU. And there it is. It's queued up. It says here, food by weight. That's the variant I just entered. There's $4.99. I'll put it on there. We're set 0 to measure by weight. And so that says I've got a 5 pound, a little over 5 pounds. It's $4.99 per pound. And so it's $25.24 for this. And I'll print. And what do I get? Here's what the sticker looks like. I haven't put a company name or anything. Go ahead and try and figure that out. Good luck. Food by weight, price $4.99 a pound. Here's the weight, 5060. There's the date, there's the expiration date, and total price $25.24 for your register. Okay, so let's do another one. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do a different way by now. We're gonna say function, and we're gonna add this to 30. Right? And then we'll hit enter. Now we are editing PLU 30. What's the first one? Reserve. Don't know what that is. Hit tear. Tear. This is the reserve weight. Not going to do that. Price. So let's say 8. Let's say 800. We're going to say this is $8. And then I'm going to hit tear again. And then it's going to say weight type. So last time we did 0. And this makes, when you weigh the item, that it multiplies it by the price. So I'm going to hit 1 this time. And this is the piece weight. Right? This is to say it costs this much per piece. So don't worry about the weight. I'm going to hit tear again. And we're in special number. I'm going to skip that. We're in valid days. I'm going to put 5 this time just for kicks. PLU code. I'm going to put 30 in again. Doesn't really matter. You can leave this blank, honestly. But I'm going to put 30 because that's the PLU I'm using. I don't know what this means. It's not clear. Barcode ID. I'm going to skip that. And then name. I'm going to say food. Food space by I'm gonna say space by piece. Piece. There we go. And then after you've put the name in, then you hit enter. There we go. So let's see what this does. I'm gonna do 30 this time instead of 29, and I'm gonna hit PLU. So here's what we've got. We've got food by piece. And it shows the price, 8. And watch what happens when I put the scale on there. Nothing happens. Why? Because we're using weight type 1, so it doesn't factor the weight into the thing. What if I want to edit one of these? I'm going to say function again. Let's edit the one we just did. Say edit 30 and enter. And here we are. We're in number 2. And I'm just going to hit tear until I get to the one that I want, which is tear, tear. There's price. Weight type. I'm going to switch this to weight type 0. And then once I've changed the thing that I want, I can immediately hit enter and exit it. Now let's have a look here. Hit 30 again, PLU. And there we are. We're still in food by piece. We've just gone to food by piece. If you want to get out of here, you can just hit clear and go back to normal. So let's do it again. Function 30, PLU. Oops. Clear, clear, clear. No, I'm not doing it. I'm doing 30 PLU to measure it. I'm not doing function 30. I'm not changing it. Okay. And now that we've changed it to weight type 30, weight type 0, I mean, it's factoring the weight. And we get that both on our screen here and on our printout. So I'm going to save my paper and not print out. That's how you do it. If this has been helpful to you, leave me a like. Thank you.